What is going on, guys? It's Reflex here, and this video was supposed to be up like 3 weeks ago after I actually beat Death Stranding, and the Let's Play will be still going up. I realize I said that like 4 times already, but I think I'm literally going to be the first YouTuber to ever post a Let's Play after their review, but hey, we're going to be different, but still. This is going to be a review. It's just going to be off the top of the dome, just tell you guys exactly how I feel and how I like Death Stranding or not liked it, we'll see. But yes, the whole entire Let's Play has been recorded and everything. I just have to edit it, and I want to edit it in a different style so I can make it more enjoyable than watching an hour. Because I will say, we're going to start off with the gameplay of Death Stranding, and I will say, what you see is what you get. It is essentially a walking simulator. Now, it depends on how you take it, because for me, this walking simulator did turn into an experience. As soon as, I'm going to be kind of, not exactly spoiling the game, but I will be saying certain parts of it, so I guess if you haven't played it, maybe you shouldn't watch this yet. But, if you don't care that much, because I'm not going to say like big things, but I will say some stuff, so I guess just be cautious. So I would suggest clicking off the video if you don't want to be spoiled in any way, shape, or form. But as soon as the game starts, with the gameplay, you realize kind of what it's going to be. You get the feeling of the controls, and it does take a little bit because you gotta hold both triggers, or what I should say, R2 and L2, and make sure to balance yourself, because that's the main thing, because you don't want to lose your cargo. And you realize that from the start, because that's exactly what you do in the cutscene. All that, you lose your cargo and everything, you gotta go pick it up. And you realize from the start, you can't just run down hills and all that. You gotta make sure you grip for balance, which is cool. There's a whole bunch of just intricate details that for some people got annoying. For me, I was just like, okay, I just gotta make sure I equip this. Like, there's certain skeletons that you can equip throughout the game, and certain things that make, carrying these packages easier. But as soon as the game starts, you realize what you're getting into, because you're walking and walking, but then the music hits. All of a sudden, as soon as the music hits, it gets you a more cinematic camera to where it pans out more, so you see the beauty of this world. And the world just looks amazing. Just the way the game looks in general, literally every time. Like, that's why everyone was saying there needs to be a photo mode in this game, because it's true. Literally every single time you stop and just kind of look, it just looks nice. It looks like a thumbnail picture, a thumbnail worthy picture. And I think I'm going to be lucky with this series when I do my Let's Play, because literally every single time I stopped, I literally was like, okay, this is the thumbnail right here, or this is a thumbnail. The game just looked amazing. And yes, it is kind of a walking simulator, like I said, but you get used to it after a while, because it turns into an experience with not only a cinematic world, but then you start getting kind of interested in the lore and kind of why you're delivering these certain things. You're the man who delivers. They literally call you that right at the beginning of the game, the man who delivers, Sam Porter Bridges. And at first I was like, okay, so we're delivering packages, not bad. But you just delve into the story and kind of get intrigued by it. Just the thought of reuniting, reconnecting, rebuilding America, essentially rebuilding the United Cities of America, the UCA. And that really was enough to keep me intrigued. I found myself doing a lot of the side stuff, and the side stuff was just delivering more packages, but it just didn't seem like a hassle for me. Other people would say differently, and it's of course their opinion. Not everyone's gonna like certain gameplays. Like, for instance, a lot of people don't like Call of Duty. My friend, I wanted to get him into Kingdom Hearts. I was so excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, and he hit me with I could not play that game, and I was like, what? But everyone got their opinion, and this is going to be no different, because this game will be odd if you can't get into that gameplay. Because if you can't get into that gameplay and that style of the game, then you're just not going to like the game, and that's just how it's going to be. But the game was fun. The game was fun. I found myself, there were so many side missions that were just unnecessarily hard, because it was just, once you do all the missions, you'll understand. Like, for instance, there's a guy named Peter. I don't remember his last name because it's been a while. Like, I'm recording this review literally like a week after I already deleted the game, because I was so close to finishing, like 100%ing the game, and the only reason why I didn't was because literally I wanted to play other games and like join my squad and everything and play with a whole bunch of friends, but I couldn't because of the fact that it was taking up too much space. I got the regular PS4. I don't got none of the terabyte or just any extra space. Like, I got the regular one. So I had to make a sacrifice and just not be able to 100% the game, which I would have been easily able to do, but I just couldn't because of that. So, I mean, I didn't delete it because I didn't like it. I deleted it because it was literally just a necessary evil I had to do. But there's a side mission with Peter where you have to deliver a pizza. And after you deliver these, and they're unnecessarily hard because of the fact that after you complete the last one, well, even before you complete the last one, literally the last email has Higgs on the bottom, which if you know who Higgs is, then you know who he is, and it makes sense why these missions were so hard. And it was just a neat detail, and as soon as you beat the mission, you get to see inside Peter's house, and it's just, or I should say, a little facility, but still, it was cool. It was neat. It was a neat little kind of, I mean, once you did all the roads and did all the zip lines, it's not that difficult, but still, like, if you didn't bother to make a zip line network or anything like that, then you're going to be struggling for these missions. But they were still cool, and a nice little payoff at the end, just realizing why and understanding. But essentially, this game is a walking simulator that turns into a driving simulator, but then you realize a driving simulator isn't a good thing because, well, you can't drive anywhere without having roads, which is another side thing that I did. You can build roads, and my first thing I did before I even got to like Mountain Knot City and actually did those missions, I legitimately built all the roads so I could do every single thing and connect every single place of the chiral network as I could to get enough materials, and I delivered enough so then they were able to stack more materials so then I could grab them more often. And I mean, it was tough. It was very, you know, like time consuming to the point where after I did it, I had to get off because I was like, all right, this took a little too long, but it did help in the long run. Some of the missions that probably would have took a while or just been difficult wasn't difficult anymore because of what I did, building those roads. And all of a sudden you start seeing a whole bunch of likes come in because the way the world works, you're essentially in a world by yourself, but you're not alone. You're connected to, as long as you're connected to the chiral network, you're connected to all the other players within that chiral network as well. So as soon as, say you're in Mountain Knot City and you connected to every single other place to the chiral network, as soon as someone connects themselves to Lake Knot City, they are essentially connected to you. So the more they go on their journey, they're going to be seeing roads, they're going to be seeing your ladders, your zip lines, your generators, and all those things. And that's good because it just gave you a sense of, okay, I might be alone in this world, but I have someone helping me. And it was cool. They started you off showing that with Igor because you saw his ladders and you realize, okay, you know, he's gone, but his ladders still are here, so you're still connected in a way. But then you start randomly seeing more and more people's stuff, and you can give them likes and everything, and it was like, whoa, this is kind of cool. And you start seeing those likes come in if you put in, you know, actual good signs or good objects, or just anything that can help someone, it will get liked because that is needed. And I don't know how easy it is to like connect with your friends, because I mean, I don't think anyone's seen my signs or anything yet, but if you're lucky enough to be in my world, and or at least connect in my world, then you're going to be a lucky person because you're going to have a whole entire road built out for you. All you got to do is help put the materials to it to keep the structure alive, pretty much, because that's what it is. But the gameplay, I would give it, depending, it's up to preference, but for me it was a 9 out of 10 just due to how I got intrigued by the world and just the music along with it. I mean, the game just felt great. The gameplay felt good to me. It didn't get repetitive, even though you were essentially doing the exact same thing all the time, but I just liked it. I loved it. But next up is the story. Now, the story is also a preference thing, but I do believe that the story was really good. I loved it because, like, if you are a fan of Hideo Kojima, you will be a fan of this game. If you are a fan of Metal Gear Solid, you will be a fan of this game. Or if you're just a fan of good storytelling, you'll be a fan of this game. Now, I've seen some people that compared it to Kingdom Hearts, and I would say that's a good comparison because literally you could compare Kingdom Hearts Dive to the Heart to someone's beach in Death Stranding because they're essentially like the same thing. And it's true, and I like it. I like the fact that, you know, you could kind of tell not really that they were inspired by Kingdom Hearts, but rather just it's a good kind of idea. The idea of a beach was a good idea. I liked it. And I mean, just the whole entire story, without getting into spoiler territory, it's just such a deep lore to it. And the thing is, it's not like it's hard to understand. It will be hard to understand if you're not fully invested in the story, because they give you, if you play the game and then go back and play it again, which, I mean, obviously not a lot of people is going to do that, but if you look through the story and all that, you'll realize that they give you all the pieces to understand every single thing that happens right at the beginning. I think up till chapter 3, you can literally guess every single thing that will happen in the end game as long as you pay attention good enough. You will understand it. And I realize hindsight's 20/20, so that might not be entirely, you know, I could be exaggerating, but I did, in my Let's Play, you will notice that I did guess a certain few things that happen in the end game. And, you know, I mean, is that due to bad writing? I mean, I don't know. It's really up to, because some people didn't understand the story. Some people did. Some people did better than others. I mean, I guess it's really up to how much you are invested in it, how much you kind of look deeper into the lore, how much you read the emails, the interviews, because if you read like some of the interviews or even the emails, you'll understand more of each character. And I mean, the story is just, it ties together perfectly. Is there some plot holes maybe here and there? I mean, kind of. There are certain things that I think could be ironed out a little bit better, but overall, it's a cohesive story that I think works really, really well. So for story, I would easily give it a 9 out of 10 as well. So I'm going to put actually the gameplay down to 8 out of 10 and then put the 9 out of 10 for the story, just because the story was better than the gameplay. So I kind of want to make it a good, I don't know, a good judge. Now for the music. The music, again, will be personal preference, because Kojima took a big swing, because all the music is almost by one specific, I think, is it like just is it an up and coming band, or is it a known band somewhere else? But all I know is that Low Roar is literally they're the band of this game. I mean, yes, there is Khalid or Alan Walker that are also on songs in here, and even, you know, the BB theme, there's other people that's singing that one too, but I mean, Low Roar is pretty much the big band of this game. You will hear their music throughout the game, and if you don't like it, the music will not hit. It will not hit the same, but if you do enjoy it, then it will hit perfectly. And I just remember myself right at the beginning of the game hearing that "Don't Be So Serious," and then I was like, man, this song hitting so good right now. And I don't know, it hits good with the environment. You wouldn't think so, because when you hear the music, if you just listen to it, you're probably thinking in your head like, man, this goes with this game, but then you play and you're like, wow, it actually does work pretty well. And BB's theme, let me just say, if I can get Mads Mikkelsen to literally sing that song on my deathbed, oh, we got it going. Because I mean, just, I don't know what it was, but Mads Mikkelsen, which we'll get into that whole thing, all the voice acting and everything when we get there, but that BB's theme, when I heard it with the girl singing, I was like, nah, give me Mads Mikkelsen. No disrespect to her, but I was just like, the way, see the sunset, like, just every time I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, and I was just so hyped.
BB, don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you. See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out, there's no pretending.
So, I mean, I enjoyed the music a lot. It hit differently for me than other people. I've seen some people not quite like the music, and once you just don't like Low Roar at first, I don't think you're gonna like any of it, because it's really like the same style throughout the game pretty much. So it's a hit or miss, but I'm gonna give it a 8.5 out of 10 because it did hit really well. But for BB's theme alone, I'd give it a 10 out of 10, but we'll give it an 8.5, maybe an 8.75. Now I'm not gonna do math and add all this up and actually figure out my average, But we'll get to that. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about the voice acting slash, I guess, acting, because there was a pretty keen amount of actors in this. Troy Baker was really, I think, the only actual voice actor, even though he's considered an actor too. I've seen him in a couple things, at least on his page. But there was more actors than voice actors, even though you can consider it the same thing. But regardless, the performances was beautiful. I loved it. It really made you more intrigued in the story by how much they captivated just the story itself and enveloped those characters. I mean, you had Mama. She did a wonderful job, and just kind of. Well, I don't want to get into the story because then that's just making it a little bit difficult. Okay, we're going to talk about spoilers a little bit, just not a lot, but I suggest now, if you haven't played the game, to click off if you don't want to. But okay, Mama gave a pretty good performance when she was talking about her baby, and like when you cut the baby from this world and let him go to the other side, and just that whole thing, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Norman Reedus' performance. I enjoyed Fragile's performance, even though there was a couple like really cheesy lines. I mean, every once in a while that I'm just like, all right. I mean, when Higgs was like, "You're nothing but damaged goods," and then Fragile hit him in the face and was like, "No, you're damaged goods." I'm like, oh my god, it was just like a no. You reference, or just, I don't know, it was weird. But I think the most weirdest line that hit really odd was the "You're Mario and I'm Princess Peach." I was like, did she say that? What? Like, can you say that? But it was just weird, but it made me side eye it a little bit, like, I don't think that really went how you wanted it to go. It wasn't funny. It was not funny to me. I don't know. Those were the only two instances where I was just like, you could have made that a little better. I mean, I can pass off the Princess Peach part, but I don't think I can pass off the "no, you." Like, I couldn't pass off the "no, you're damaged goods" line, because, I mean, just give Fragile that perfect line. That's all they needed to do. But Fragile did a wonderful job. I can't say Guillermo del Toro did a good job because of the fact he was only put in the game. He didn't voice act for it. That was not him. That was, I think, Jesse Corti. So he was the one that gave a pretty good performance for him. Hartman, obviously, I don't know that guy's name, but Tommy Earl Jones, is it Jones or Jenkins? I always forget for some reason every single time. Give me a second. I'm going to look right now because, oh yeah, it is Jenkins. See, Jenkins just sounds like a made up name, and every time I say it, but he gave the best performance by far. Just at the end, you had to literally play the whole entire game, because this man, he seems like just such a stern dude and serious man, and you understand why towards the end of the game, and you understand why he has the name that he does. But then after you fully beat the game, and then they give you the cutscene at the end where he's actually talking about him and Cliff and how Cliff forgave him, and he doesn't know, like, that man just, he really went and got it. That man was crying, and I thought they added the tear, but then they showed a behind the scenes mocap session of it, and I was like, this man was really crying.
Sam. I don't expect you to forgive me. But would you hear me out? I killed Captain Clifford Unger. I would tell you I did it for America. For love of country. But I didn't. I did it for her. Because I loved her with all my heart. She was everything to me. Everything. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses. I just want you to know that not a day's gone by when I haven't thought about it. Time didn't help. Or the mask. Please, let me finish. The captain saved my life. You know why they call me Die Hardman? Because he wouldn't let me die. He brought my sorry ass back home every time. And I loved him as much as I loved her. And when he stared me down, that ghost, I knew he was here to kill me, to make it right. And why shouldn't he? Why didn't he? He couldn't save his kid, his baby. And that's what brought him back. I guess when he saw I was trying to do my part for America, he remembered who he was. And he forgave me. God! But I don't deserve it, God damn it! There is no atoning for what I've done. God!
Holy Jesus. And I mean, that scene just hit different. It was good. It was really, really good. But the man that takes the cake was Mads Mikkelsen. And the weird thing is, you only, at the beginning, like, I think up until, like, chapter... Well, obviously, was it chapter 4 when you first find Cliff, then Unger, and then Clifford Unger, and all that. But still, even before that, all you see is him during these flashback, or as we thought it was BB's memories, but in turn, their whole entire scenes, or whole entire actual things that happened in the story later on that you find out. And I mean, he just knocked it out of the park. From BB's theme up until, it was like Sam Porter, but they call you Sam Bridges or something. I don't know. It's just the way it worked. I just thought it worked so well.
You told me your name was Sam Porter. But you're Sam Bridges. My son. My bridge to the future. Without you, I was just like any other Cliff. Dead end. No way forward. Nothing but an obstacle. Looking on at the world people like you were trying to build. Dividing people was the only thing I was ever good at. But not you, Sam. You bring people together. You're their bridge to the future. And mine.
But you put all these performances together and they make just a wonderful game that you can just kind of get invested into if you let yourself, because the performances are there. Troy Baker did a wonderful job, and pretty much everyone did. There's only a couple instances where it was just the lines didn't hit as well as I think they were intending them to. But other than that, I'd still give it easy 9.5 out of 10. And Mads Mikkelsen really does deserve that nomination for Performance of the Year because, I mean, it was good. It was really good. I still find myself humming BB's theme. I don't know if that's because freaking it's catchy, but yeah, it's like it's only catchy when he does it. So I guess, I don't know. He just hit different or something. But overall, without doing some math in my head, I'm giving Death Stranding an easy 9 out of 10. I would even give it a 9.5, but I'm just going to give it a solid 9 out of 10 because the gameplay was fun. Repetitive, yes, but I mean, just once you just kind of dived into the game and accepted kind of what it is and started really just, I don't know, finding your own enjoyment in it, I enjoyed it. I really did. I mean, I didn't have to really, it didn't take me long. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I didn't have moments where I was like, okay, this is getting repetitive or anything like that. Like, I never found myself having that issue. The story was good from start to finish. Performances, music, everything just was hitting correctly, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. So, 9 out of 10. I do want it to win Game of the Year. Will it win Game of the Year? Hard telling. I have no idea. But if it does, I'm not going to be a hater. Be sad that it does because I want it to. I wanted Kingdom Hearts or Borderlands 3 to win it. I guess Kingdom Hearts 3 will have to win Best RPG of the Year, and Borderlands 3 just got snubbed in my opinion, but it's just my opinion. But let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of Death Stranding. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Just let me know your thoughts down below. But if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and you guys know the drill. I will see you guys later.